This podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors. Your San Diego County Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. Fix Auto. Corky's Pest Control. And Lolita's family of restaurants.
Welcome back into Canyonside Cages, where what happens, Dave?
We make hitters.
That's right. The David Ring, Christian Petters, and Tommy Morris. Another baseball podcast for you. We're going back to our normal formula.
Fire.
Yep. We got our top tens, our game balls, our game picks, all that kind of stuff. But if you remember last week, we got a little bit of business to take care of.
The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. We put out our fantasy teams.
Twitter bots have spoken. A click farm in Bangladesh has spoken.
Yeah, a little bit sketchy as to how this all happened, but we do have a champion from last week based off our Twitter vote, so can you hold this real quick?
All right, I guess I'll hold this. Dun, da, 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 da.
Wow, impressive.
Team Dinger!
Anything you want to say? Anyone you want to thank before we should get the podcast going?
I'd like to say thank you to my players for hitting so many dingers, and to Michael Mercado for beating RB to prove it that my team's the best in all of the land.
In all of San Diego, that is the best team. Anyway, we got our top 10. So, Trophy Boy, you want to do your top 10 first?
Yeah, sure.
I'll hold this behind him so that you get kind of the trophy isms.
All right, cool. A little mix-up in the top 10 this week. Number 10, Madison and Scripps Ranch are going to share that spot.
Here we go.
Felix, number 9. LCC, number 8. Christian, number 7. Santana, 6. Torrey Pine, still playing good ball at number 5. And this is where it gets interesting again. Number 4, Cathedral Catholic. Number 3, I've got RB after a tough loss. San Marcos is going to move back to number 2 for me and hold the number 1 spot once again. Number 1, Eastlake, playing some good baseball.
Give the guy a trophy, and he can go ahead and just start splitting rankings.
I'm leave you right there.
Okay.
Your own version of everything.
So top 10 from me. Number 10, Chris Ranch back my top 10. Number 9 is Madison. 8, Christian. 7, Helix. 6, Torrey Pines. 5, La Costa Canyon. 4, Cathedral. 3, San Marcos. 2, Rancho Bernardo. And number 1, Eastlake. Did you think I was going to not do it?
No,
okay.
We voted the rankings together. I knew what you were going to do.
Did you think I was going to pull a wild card on you?
You
No.
might.
Just go rogue. Anyway, who had a good week last week, Christian?
Let's start with Dave.
Dave,
you got some in honor of team dingers. Can we start with Dave's dingers?
Of course. Blake Wagonseller, Poway, he's up to 4 home runs this year. They're playing some good ball. And another guy on that team, Ricky Padilla, he's up to 2 home runs. These guys are slugging it over at Poway. Garrett Brown at La Jolla, he's moving up the ranks, got himself 2 bombs. And Calvin Mitchell, he's leading the county now with 10 home runs again. Not surprised to say that he's in the double digits again, but did take him some time. I am surprised that it took him so long. We'll see how many he finishes.
I like how we've got a righty and a lefty at the top 2 for power between him and Hogeson.
Yeah.
It's really fun to not just have it be a bunch of right-handed guys pulling it down short porches.
Yeah, and Sean Ross, another righty up there, hitting a lot of bombs this year. So.
SDSU commit Sean Ross.
Yeah, it's been fun watching these guys hit a lot this year, but that's all I got for the dingers. Game balls?
Game balls.
All right. Nolan Garcia, Scripps Ranch, big 2-for-3 game. He had a double against Madison. That was a big win. That's why I put them in my top 10 this week. Scripps Ranch beat Madison 4-0. He's hitting Pardon?
Top 11.
Top 11.
Top 10 A and B.
Nolan's hitting 448 on the year, having a year. Jacob Allred, haven't heard much from him from us, but he got 33 hits so far this year. 19 runs in 25 games. I mean, he's been by far one of their spark plugs, their best hitters of the season. And I got 2 guys that threw me some love on Twitter. I got to mention these guys. Andrew Geisler, he's got 5 wins at Vista with a 1.65 ERA. And Frankie Scalzo, he's hitting 338
Frankie!
with 26 hits on the year. Good job, Frankie. Have a season, buddy.
I'm going to give a game ball out to Torrey Pines for beating La Costa Canyon in a couple close games. That's a huge win. Falcons just keep on rolling. They've picked up a lot of momentum. This was a team that started out a little bit slow. They are red hot right now, and you got to think that they're doing it with like a mix.
No, I'll let you finish.
Okay, they're just doing it with a mix. Some of the games are pitching heavy, some of the games are hitting heavy. So, look out for the Falcons.
And the best part about them on Wednesday, 9:30.
That's true. We're going to meet several of them on Wednesday at 9:30 on our next episode. You'll have to watch to find out just who. Other game balls. I just want to give a game ball out to kind of the Helix, Scripps Ranch, Madison's teams that have been hanging around in that 7 to 12 ranking all season long, because this has been a absolute dogfight for best spot in the county, and I know that we can be intimidating sometimes with Eastlake and RB and San Marcos up there at the top, but it has been a year where really we have not seen, these 6 teams are just running away with it, beating up on everybody. There's parity on parity. Pitchers are throwing 1.4 ERAs, guys are hitting 400. It's been a great season.
Which is why Dave has 11 teams in his top 10. It's too hard. Too hard. Anyway, you gonna do some dingers? We can do some Dave's dingers? Or?
He already did.
Already did theirs. All right. Sorry, you lumped them in there. Kind of threw me off. Maybe I wasn't listening. I don't know. Who knows? We're gonna go to our game picks now. We got 5 games, or 5 series, I guess. 4 series and 1 extra game to pick from. The first one is going to be Country Day Bishops. 2 games. I'm gonna go Tories twice.
I'm going to agree. I think between David Wiley and Jacob Frankel, they've got pitching, they've got hitting, they've got everything they need for the Tories to take both.
Yeah, that's a tough series for Bishops. I mean, their backs are against the wall in this. Carson Green's mashing the ball. Trevor Ace. These guys are hitting the ball really well right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they sweep the series. I'm going to say 2-0.
All right, next thing we're going to pick, the only one that's not a series. It's Granite Hills traveling to Santana. I like the away team. Give me Granite.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with Santana. Granite Hills, really talented team, really inconsistent team, though. They've won some big games. They've lost some big games. They're just not healthy. They're just not all together. They're the kind of team, once we get to the playoffs, shorten everything down, they should be fine. But right now, got to play the hot hand, got to go with Santana.
And Trevor Hazelhurst is going to have an amazing game for Granite Hills to beat Santana. I'm going to take Santana. They're a top 6 team in the county.
All right, back to the 2 gamers. We got Madison and Cathedral. I'm going to go with the split here. I think both home teams win both games.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to say Cathedral takes it. You got to talk 1 through 9 on this Cathedral team. Could be a 3 through 5 hitter on any other team in the county. And when you're talking about that, even if Kevin Abel goes out and has a great day, I don't know if that's enough. You got to talk about Kevin Abel throwing a no-no or something really crazy like that.
Like a Mercado type performance.
Yes, so exactly. You got to do a Michael Mercado level. You just got to pull a Mercado, or you just got to murk them. Let's shorten it down to that. You got to murk them to get by this Cathedral team. They're too good.
One pitcher hasn't been mentioned a ton on our show, which I think he needs a little more attention, is Cade Brown. He's had an outstanding season. I think if they get a chance to put him on the mound, Madison is in trouble. Madison just lost a close game to Scripps Ranch, and I'm going to take Cathedral both games here. I'm going to say that pretty much puts Madison out of my top 10 for the rest of the season this series.
All right.
Ooh, I think they're going to win 1 game. Anyway, I already said that. Moving on, another 2-gamer. It is Christian, Scripps Ranch. A couple of those teams we're talking about that are right in that back half of the top 10. I'm going to go with the split again. I think this is another split series. What do you think?
I think that this is going to be the most all-out offensive series we've seen all season long. This Christian team, they've got kind of the red shirts from Star Trek up there on the mound this season. You put them out there just to get mashed on and murdered by the opposing offense. But right behind them, they've got the heroes of Hogeson and Wesner, and just this whole team can just crush the ball. Scripps Ranch, kind of the same thing. They have not had one ace rise up to the occasion to be a consistent shutdown starter. So I think we're going to see some 14-11 games type of being played. But I think that ultimately Christian has a little bit more of the offensive edge, and they'll take both.
Yeah, Scripps Ranch doesn't have, a ton of absolute mashers on the team, so I think Scripps Ranch might score less runs than we're thinking. I think Christian might be able to keep the runs down, but like you said, they're going to give up a lot of runs. I'm going to say Christian loses 1 out of the series here. It's a tough loss for them because they're getting ready for playoffs and going into playoffs with an outstanding record. Christian really needs these games to be played well to get ready for playoffs. So it's going to be a big series for them.
Final 2-gamer we got to talk about. It is Sarah and Mira Mesa. I will go Sarah twice.
I'm going to take the split. I think that Mira Mesa is a a weirdly underrated team. They've played a really tough schedule. They've played Eastlake. They've played big games like that. And they are a team in transition. New head coach this year. And sometimes that can be a battle just to feel out what you have in the talent, get things resituated. They've got kids moving on to the next level. They've got a Bakersfield commit. They've got just enough talent that I think that you won't see them get blown away. I think they'll take one of the 2 games.
It's been a rebuilding year for Mira Mesa. I think it's been tough on a lot of the guys over there experiencing the new coaching. But, with that being said, they're also playing really good baseball lately. They swept UC in the series. I see Mira Mesa coming out and playing some strong baseball. I'm going to give them 1 game of the series.
Yep.
So
Mira Mesa, to me, could be a team that wherever they sneak in the playoffs, because they'll probably be a lower seeded team in the playoffs, they could be last year's Valhalla.
Definitely.
Where we're looking at them going, how the heck last year Valhalla came and beat Saints in the playoffs this year? It could be like, wait, how did that happen? Like, they're still in it somehow. But I think that this Mira Mesa team's kind of weirdly good.
Yeah, Sarah's got a couple of really good hitters in Tate Samuelson and Sammy Tomp, and these guys.
It'll be a good litmus test.
They're going to give them some, hit some balls hard all week, and that's Mira Mesa's strength is their pitching for sure. So if they can come out and pitch, they're going to get them for sure.
All right, so that's our podcast for this week. Dave, congratulations on winning the Twitter Fantasy Baseball. Anyone have anything they want to say before we get out of here?
Download our app. Watch our stuff. We're closing in on playoffs. We got 2 more. The brackets will come out on the 20th. So we got 2 more weeks till playoffs start. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a sprint to the finish.
Shout out to all our followers online. It's been fun, putting out these teams for you. Check us out wherehittersaremade.com.
All right, that is it for us. I got to go take this trophy outside and run it over with my car so that they can bring it home. We'll see you guys next week.
Can we do a GIF of you just holding up the trophy and celebrating?
Ooh, boomerang of girls. No, just doing this with the trophy.
Yeah. Let's.
That'll play well.
It's still on there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah! Turn around, Christian.